Hello, Liz here with another craft. This is Wednesday the 29th of July, and today we're going to be making pumpkins. And we have these are old military wooden tent stakes, and this has been cut down to 6 inches long. This right here is about 1 inch, and this here is about 1.5 inches. So we have 4 of these. I sanded them down so they look nice, and what we're going to do is we're going to paint them with this Anita's all-purpose acrylic craft paint in the color pumpkin. Now I just got this the other day from Hobby Lobby, actually yesterday, and they're running very short of their paint, and I used my 40% off, so it was only like 60 cents. So I put the link to the chalk paste that we're going to use today in the description, and the stencil we're going to use is from a different company, and if you would like the link to that, I do know someone who sells those. And if you like this craft, please feel free to sprinkle the love on your page or with others. I would appreciate it. The more it's out there, the more people see it on Facebook, and the more it stays out there. And I do upload my videos to Pinterest, which my account is Adorned by Liz, ADORNED by Liz, and I put them also on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. Okay, so we're going to get started. Oh, and two, what I did was I was inspired to do this by what I saw in Hobby Lobby, and the one I saw, it had like chips taken out of the wood piece. I didn't have anything to do that with, so I just took my hammer and I beat it all around. So you can kind of see a few indentations. I mean, it doesn't look as noticeable as the ones in Hobby Lobby, but this is just my version of it. So we're going to paint these, and then we're going to give them 2 coats, and then when we're done painting them, we're going to sand them down. So how's everybody today? And if you're watching this on replay, you can still make comments. If you have any questions, just let me know. And then I'm going to tell you as we go along what we're using as we use it. And I'll probably be using my heat gun to dry this. Although the acrylic paint on the wood dries pretty fast. So like I said, these were inspired by some pumpkins similar to these that I saw in Hobby Lobby. And they had 3 different sizes, a small, a medium, and a large. And we are making the medium size, which is 6 inches. Our large is 8 inches and the small is 4 inches. So they're just 2 inches apart from each other. I thought it would make for a nice little grouping, maybe on your dining table for the fall. You can start putting out your fall, or at least I will, my fall decorations in September, and you really don't have to take them down until probably December when you put up your Christmas stuff, or right after Thanksgiving. Okay, so I'm just going to use my heat gun to hurry up the paint drying. I know nobody likes to watch paint dry. And like I said, the color of this acrylic paint is pumpkin. And I thought that was fitting since we're making pumpkins. So you will need 4 blocks, 1 by 1.5 by 6 inches tall. Or if you want to make the large one, 1 by 1.5 by 8 inches tall, and the small one, 1 by 1.5 and 4 inches tall. Okay, they're pretty much dry, so I'm just going to give them a quick second coat. And then once we get that dry, we'll be sanding them. Now I'm not going to put a second coat on the ends. Just going to put it on the front, back, and sides. Now I will touch up where I put my fingers. Okay, 1 down, and hey Tracy, and 3 to go. We're making pumpkins today out of old wood tent stakes. We're giving them a second coat of pumpkin acrylic paint. Pumpkin's the color. And we're only doing 1 coat on the ends. I'm just going to touch up where I put my fingers. Okay, so we got 2 more to go. I have to get some more paint out. And I'm using Anita's Craft Paint acrylic, and I just got it at Hobby Lobby yesterday. I didn't have any orange. I had red, and I didn't even have any yellow to make orange, so I had to go get it. But they really didn't have much in the paint selection. I think they had 2 little bottles of the orange, and I grabbed one of them. Maybe they'll be stocking back up soon. I don't know. I saw they were putting some of their items 75% off, but I hadn't had a chance to actually look at it because they were putting them out as I was there, and they didn't seem like they wanted me in their way, which I can't blame them. Okay, so we just got this 1 more to do, and then we will sand it down. we're just sanding it to distress it. We're not sanding it because it's rough or anything like that. I had already sanded the blocks before I started painting them. I did that yesterday. So I'm just gonna, let me touch up this top part right here. I'm just gonna dry them with my heat gun real quick. And we have 8-inch pumpkins, 6-inch pumpkins, and 4-inch pumpkins. And I did take my hammer to these blocks because the ones in Hobby Lobby had like, I don't know, like shavings or whatever it was that they had taken out of the block. It was kind of cute. My hammer didn't do it justice, but I think it's still going to look cute. Don't forget, if you like these videos, please feel free to and if you make something on my videos with my tutorial, I would love to see what you make if you put it on Liz's craft page and take a picture. Okay, that one's dry. Just one more. And look at that. I get paint on me all the time. Just a little bit more. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is put them together. Now a couple of them have, this is a real rough side, and I'm going to make that the center so you don't see it. This one had some dirt on it, and I couldn't get it off, so that's also going to be a center one. So anyway, we have our sanding block from the Dollar Tree. This is the fine to medium coarse, and I'm going to start out with the medium coarse. And I'm just going to go around the edges, and the top and the bottom. See how that's looking? And then you can see where I hit it with the hammer. What do you think of this idea, making these pumpkins out of these blocks? I mean, for me, the blocks were free because they were old military tent stakes. And I just had my husband cut them. So really all I had to do was buy the paint. I already had the hot glue. We're going to put rope on it, and then we're going to put raffia on it. Now I'm just going over the edges here, just to give them a distressed look. Okay, so this one is done. Hi Dave, how are you? Okay, so we got one down, 3 to go. Oh, and this block came from the Dollar Tree. However, I was told you can get these cheaper at Harbor Freight. You can get a big package of them, and they end up being like 50 cents each. course, you know at the Dollar Tree you're going to pay $1 each. So I'm probably going to have to take a trip to Harbor Freight. Because as you can see, I'm losing chunks. And this is my other one. I think I'm going to have to throw it away. But when I sand these, it kind of brings out that dirty looking stuff that was on the steak that I couldn't get off. So that would probably be one of the inside portions that you won't see. I wanted you guys to see step by step, from beginning to end, how to make these. Okay, one more side on this one. Now your arm is going to get tired, or at least mine is. Whew. Again, I'm just going around the edges now, and then the ends. Okay, and here's our second one, and this is going to be the inside piece. And this one, this will probably be the inside piece. And really, if you find out what your inside pieces are before you're sanding, then you wouldn't need to sand them. To take a little break. Whew. Let me have a drink. Ew, wow. Need some new muscles. I'm going to get the edges of this one. The top. So these are just little shelf sitters. You can make them like a centerpiece for your dining room table or your living room table. So this is what we got with this one. And this right here will be our center. So I'm just going to stack them here so I'll know which pieces need to be glued together. Okay, so we just got one more. But I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and glue this one. Now, it is kind of tricky to glue hot glue on wood. Sometimes you have to do it a couple times. So I'm just going to put a strip, 3 strips, well, make that 4 strips. Up and down, and then I'm going to put these together, set them to the side here, and then make sure they're even, which I did not get this part. Oh my goodness. Okay, I have to take this apart because this is not even. it got stuck before I could move it. Oh, here we go. See, it sticks when you don't want it to, but when you want it to stick, it don't stick. Okay, let's try this again. And two, you can heat this glue up with your heat gun if it comes apart, and instead of adding more hot glue to it, you heat it up with your heat gun on the high setting, the hottest setting, and then you don't have to put more glue on. You can just use the glue that you have. Okay, so that's half of our pumpkin. Now we need to finish sanding this last block. I think I've just about worn off all my sand on my sanding block. Phew. Alright, so use the ends here, the bottom, and we're almost done. This is the hardest part of this craft. I mean, it's not hard, it's tiring. It's very tiring. Okay, I think we're done with those. We just need to get the ends. Oh man, I'm so happy I'm done with this. Alright, so let's see. I think, it doesn't really matter which side I put inside. I'll just have to pick one. I guess I'll go with this side, will be the inside. Doesn't really matter. So I'm putting 4 strips of hot glue, and then I'm going to try to get this on here as soon as I can so it won't dry crooked. Okay, so here we go. Now we need to decide which of these is our outside and which is the inside. I don't think it really matters much. You just want to look at your details and see how they match up. I think that's going to leave a gap. Can you see that? So let's see this way. This way fits a lot better. You see that? So we're going to do it like this. Let me make sure I have it right. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to put 2 strips of glue on each block. And then I'm going to try to get this even. Here we go. Uh-oh, that's coming apart right there. Let me put some more on this. Well, let me heat it up. Let me show you. So I'm putting my heat gun on the high. See how it's melting the glue? And I probably will add a little bit more glue to it. See that? How it melted it? And then I'm just going to add one more strip. And And then hopefully this will stick together. We're done with our paint. Let's get that out of the way. And then I'm going to move this out of the way because it is dirty. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have this rope here that we got from Home Depot, and I'm just going to cut a little piece off to be the stem. So just a little piece like that. And I think it's going to look good with it on this way. I'm thinking that this is spread out a little more, so it's going to look a little better like this. So I'm going to add a generous amount of hot glue, and I'm just going to hold it right here. Move my rope out of the way. Okay, now we're going to add some raffia. So I just picked this bag up actually from Goodwill. It was 99 cents, but I know you can get this stuff at probably Hobby Lobby, any hobby store. This says it's Super Moss Raffia. Not sure what that means, but I have a piece here, a couple pieces. And I'm just going to put them together, and then I'm going to make a bow. And I think I have three pieces. Yep, 3 pieces. You need to get back up there. Okay, so I just have my 3 pieces, and I am going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half again, and then I'm just going to make a bow. Now we need to figure out which side we want our front to be, and I'm thinking I want it like this. So this is going to be my front, so I want my bow in front. Now I'm just going to tie a bow like you would. First of all, I'm just going to do the, you know, the slip knot or whatever if you were going to tie your shoe. And then I'm going to tie a bow. And actually that's going to be too small. So maybe I folded it one too many times. So let's open this up. We'll try this again. You know, with crafts you think something's going to work and then it doesn't, but you can always try something else. Or try it a different way. So I'm folding it in half. This one piece is really long. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that. And then now I'm going to do my bow like you would if you're tying a shoe. And then I will glue it down. Okay, much better, much better. Okay, so I'm gluing it up under the knot, and I'm gluing it to the stem. So I put some glue right down in there, and I'm just going to hold it. And then these ends here that should be ends and not bows, I'm going to cut those. And then these, I'm just going to slip through the bow because it's in the back. So I'm just going to slip it through the bow. And then I think I'm going to add a little bit of glue down at the bottom here. just kind of press that a little bit. So is this looking like a pumpkin? And now what we're going to do is we're going to stencil on it. So I'm going to use the word joyful. Now this is a stencil from a different company. I do not sell these. So if you want this stencil, you can make a comment and I will give you the link to someone I know who sells them. Okay, so we're going to use our chalk paste that is brown. And I did put a link to the chalk paste in the description. It's a little thick. I've been watering it down, but it still works real good. And I will spray it with distilled water before I put the lid on and put it up. So I'm just going to do the word joyful. I don't want anything else, just the word joyful. And these stencils too are adhesive. However, they are not as sticky as the other stencils, so you do not need to fuzz them. You can just use them straight off of the paper that they come on, the backing that they come on. Okay, you ready for this? Let's hope it turned out good. Look at that. Isn't that great? Joyful. So you do clean these stencils the same way you would the magnolia stencils. So I'm just going to put it upside down in my water. I'm going to take the excess off of my squeegee and put it back in my tub of brown chalk paste, and I'm going to give this 4 squirts of distilled water. Now you do want to use distilled water, because if you use regular water they could mold. Your chalk paste could mold. So I'm putting my squeegee in the water too. So when you get done with your stencil, you need to take it to the sink, use the sprayer, and use your sponge, your stencil cleaner sponge, and just wipe it and it'll come right off. So here's our 3 pumpkins, our 8-inch, our 6-inch, and our 4-inch. What do you guys think? I'll take pictures. I'll take a picture of this and put it on Liz's craft page. And I'll be back here tomorrow at 11:30 with another craft. I'll figure out what we're going to do, and then I'll post a picture of the supplies we're going to be using. And I'll see you back here tomorrow at 11:30 Central. Until then, keep crafting. Bye.